But at the same time, in that previous game, I felt like there were several situations where if you had this Winter Wyvern over the Bane, you would be in such a better spot. As well as Panda Boot just being a master of the hero. There are so many instances where the Bane lane was great. The Bane lane is always great. You're out trading two heroes with one spell, feels fantastic. But you lack in that team fight department, you lack in that AoE disable, and you lack in that save. You don't have any save coming from Bane. You got the Nightmare Dispel. We've seen some pretty crazy plays with the Nightmare Disjoints in the past, but in that previous game, just didn't matter, wasn't enough. I like that now we're steering a little bit back into those previous fives. I think the Wyvern's going to be a much better fit. And for Zoomer's pick Clock into it, that's intriguing because, of course, Wyvern can just fly out, so it's not going to be the easiest time for him to play up on it. But Clockwork versus Bounty Hunter, it is a relatively classic counter. Bounty Hunter does not want to be in the cogs. Clockwork is going to put you in the cogs. He's always going to play down, and it's going to really slow down Matthew. A Bounty Hunter that we saw in that previous game did not go for that Aghanim Scepter at all. He had to go for the Phase Boots. He had to go for the Solar Crest. He was really playing, I think, a step behind the patch to then envelop, try to make his troll a little bit better. I hope that NoPing, they really get Matthew off to a better start because I've seen it before. I've seen it already. And right now, no natural purges, no natural dispels on the Zoomer's side. So this Bounty Hunter can become the monster if he gets enough time.
Yeah, it just felt like the exact time at which the Bounty Hunter would want to try and take advantage of that track, start getting those pickoffs, start building up the gold for himself. That's where NoPing really started sort of drying up a little bit in terms of their aggression paying off. So timing's going to have to be a little bit better for them, but the potential will still be there for Zoomers, though, coming in with the Medusa pick for Envy. So getting themselves, honestly, just a tried and true carry, someone that's going to be a little bit tougher for NoPing to try and break through with that mana shield.
Yeah, and almost a deny pick, I want to say, especially with Angel being on NoPing. We already know how much he loves that hero. But then if NoPing wanted to, if they pick it right there, you'd be picking it into the Mars, you'd be picking it with the Winter Wyvern. It just would combo too perfectly with their heroes. So instead, they go for the Dark Mako Batrider. Makes it so that now we really can't see this Pangolin going to that mid lane. I can't imagine that Gunnar would purposely go into that matchup. But this is a hero we never get to see Dark Mako on. We very seldomly see this Batrider fall into his hand, so I'm very excited to see that. The only problem I see arising from them right now, though, is this isn't the damage dealer. Right now, you have no way to get buildings on NoPing's side, and you don't have burst. You're going to need to hit this very early timing where you do have Boots of Travel. You are able to get those free lassos, but we are going to see a little bit of a waiting game pan out now for NoPing. And I feel like for Zoomers, right on the money with that Ursa ban. Take out the active hero, even if that doesn't give you that tower push. NoPing, they really need to find this perfect hero where it's going to supply you that structure damage while giving you Roche, while having a good matchup into Luna. There just aren't very many heroes that fit that bill. And a hero that maybe coming into the new patch I would suggest would be that Lycan going into the Medusa. That's a classic counter, but there's no Necrobook in the game, and there's a Pangolier in the enemy team. So I'm really struggling now to find a hero that Angel is going to want to play here. There might be the Luna ban incoming here from 4Zoomers. I think, honestly, the best fit would have been that Anti-Mage, but 4Zoomers take it out. Their bans are actually so precise, so on the money right now.
On point, really nailing down exactly what they know their opponents need, and for NoPing, this is sort of the drawback. You get the Batrider, a hero that we always talk about, Dark Mako. It's one of his best. We sort of put it up there with the Kunkka and the Tiny, but as you mentioned, very rarely get to see it. You do get that chance now, but you sort of painted yourself into a bit of a corner. 4Zoomers know exactly now what you need to close out your lineup, and they did a pretty solid job taking away some of those more obvious options, and now we'll see what it is NoPing can really put together. NoPing themselves opted to ban out both the Quap and the Puck, though, so that is the benefit to the Batrider pickup. As you said, the Pangolier is not going to want to play against it, so they go in a bit of a different direction. 4Zoomers with the LC pick to round out their lineup.
And I don't know if we're going to see Gunnar necessarily on that LC, but I think this is going to be a Legion Commander mid. I think this is going to be their soft answer to the Batrider. Try to win their lanes a little bit more here, but it's a pretty good answer, I'll be honest, because now, even though you had to reach for it just a little bit, you have that similar situation where you have that strong Dispel. You're going to be able to ruin the very weak initiation coming out of NoPing right now. While you have the Lasso, while you have that Spear, it's single target. It's going to hit onto one hero. And then if you get one of those heroes out of dodge by just simply purging them, the positioning is going to need to be on point coming from this LC. I'm interested to see where it actually ends up going because I know Husky has actually played it in the past as well. And if they want to use it for that dispel, they could necessarily force it. But I feel like it's got to be either Moo or Gunner. But I'm leaning more towards Moo playing it and then Might taking it mid versus Dark Mago. And then the Slark pickup, one of the new carry heroes, revived, brought back from the grave, has 3 fantastic talents now that all affect Dark Pact. Dark Pact is not okay. It is one of the most broken abilities in the game. I don't think it's actually too bad in this game, where you do have that duel that will persist no matter what, but I am a little bit concerned. This matchup, if you can get a little bit ahead of the Medusa, and Medusa should be always in front of the Slark farm-wise. You are always going to farm just a little bit faster on the Medusa, actually a lot a bit faster, but if you ever see this matchup start to even out, if you see Angel creeping up on Eternal Envy's net worth, I think NoPing are probably rolling the game at that point because the Slark should never really be close to this Medusa. Anytime that the Slark is going to be able to hit up, really farm up those stacks, it just feels broken.
And I don't know. It's just the Slark still just feels like such a momentum-based hero. So if NoPing, as you said, to sort of get him going, if they can keep it close, then that's the momentum at work. Otherwise, it's going to get a little bit rough. Meanwhile, we do see the player-hero combos that you were talking about. Gunner on the Pangolier, Moo on the LC. We're going to have to wait and see, though, who actually goes where. So whether it'll be Moo taking over mid duties for the better matchup still remains to be seen. But we are sort of halfway to the scenario that you described. So that's going to be interesting to see. Are you willing to put Moo in that middle lane just so that the sort of bat doesn't sort of run away with things? It's something that, I don't know, it feels like it's not going to be that important, but simultaneously it also feels like a massive decision that they have to make this early on in the game.
Yeah, and that's where checking the starting items, Moo's not giving away anything. I think it's more so Gunner queuing up the bottle that I guess they're just going to let this matchup be as is. I know the Batrider did get nerfed a little bit when it comes to his Firefly. Firefly was the big spell that got changed, as well as increasing the cooldowns at early levels. Otherwise, Sticky Mapalm does do more damage per stack. They did buff that aspect of the hero, but I think Firefly is really where you were playing before. So we'll have to see how this will actually end up going. Because at the end of the day, this Firefly does do less damage all in all. So we'll have to see. I don't know if Gunner is going to be the happiest. Of course, when you are playing versus Batrider, you have infinite mana. You have infinite stick charges. The problem being, if you ever misuse your swash, if Dark Mako ever catches you off guard, knocks you out of it with that flame break, you are dead every day of the week. There's no surviving that, and there's nothing your supports can do for you either, aside from maybe a cheeky Illuminate. We're seeing another situation where 4 Zoomers have really drafted a lineup where the supports can't help mid lane at all. This is just going to be Gunner versus the world here, so we're going to see if he can take on the world.
Yeah, starting with the shield crash even. Okay, so not even going to bother. And this is the thing that, as you were just describing, it always kind of sucks about the Pangolier in this matchup, or really in any matchup, but this one in particular because you can be punished for it. Your poke is simultaneously the only means you have of getting away from that aggression. So Gunner's just going to try to circumvent it. Dark Mako says, hey, what's up? Hitting him a couple of times there. But I don't think this is going to turn into really much of anything. This ward, though, I think it spotted them on the initial move-in. They didn't have direct vision on them up on the ramp, but they saw them when they first made the move in, so nobody's going to go chasing after that. Meanwhile, Matthew, deep in enemy territory right now. He threw down the Sentry Ward to block off the Ancient camp here, so honestly, that is an interesting move on their part. They're not going to be able to stack that one up, so there won't be any extra farm, really, for anyone. For Moo, for the Pangolier to sort of rotate over to. I guess they could stack up the other camps, but the Ancients will be unavailable to them as we do have another pause coming out here. So it was a brief pause earlier on, and now, yeah, we do see Husky disconnecting. So hopefully it doesn't take him too long to get back in here and we can get this one underway. Really no crazy moves right now. It was all about the vision earlier. Matthew was able to get in there, threw down the Sentry. We see the Ward, or Obs and Sentry combo actually here in the south side jungle as well.
Yeah, and I am a little bit disappointed because in place of that Beastmaster ban, they let the Chen through and we didn't get to see four Zoomers play it. I would have loved to see another stack mania going on
Mm.
with how Dugu played it, especially with the Medusa in the game. I feel like there'd be some crazy timings if that was the case. But we'll see, because now this lane, I think it is slightly more robust and you are playing versus a much softer counter, but if you can get a little bit ahead with this Legion commander, you can actually make the Slark relatively sad, as really his power is in that 10 to 15 levels where you do have that later timing now, and you can get bullied on the Slark 100%. It is towards that timing where you do feel like you're a little bit broken, especially with how those Dark Pack talents do edge you up, but that's where Moo might have a little bit of a freebie here. And fantastic positioning from Z-Freak, clipping onto Angel. And this is where we're going to see Angel struggle to make these trades. Yeah, you cannot hit up
Oh,
versus
man.
this hero.
I mean, he puts the first point up into the Essence shift, but that is always the problem. You have to ramp that up. You've got to get the hits in multiple times, and in this trade-off, you are not going to get that kind of time. Or if you are, it's going to come at a pretty hefty cost. You see Moo there just pops the press the attack onto himself. He's willing to trade right clicks. He heals up pretty much all the damage he took, while Angel has to get pushed back. So as you said, he can very much get bullied in this lane, and four Zoomers are looking to do exactly that, as Z-Freak even getting off the Illuminate, hitting both. Damn, that's, I believe, twice now. Back-to-back Illuminates that have really done maximum damage to both enemy heroes, and Panda's not a big fan of that. He does have a couple of salves, though, so all he has to do is really take a step back, and he should be okay, but a lot of damage being taken in that top lane. A lot of damage down bot as well. Husky tried to push in with that battery assault. Envy was there to try and help him out with the snake, but it's worth giving it a shot, but realistically their options for kills this early on kind of limited. But Husky's just going to keep on trying. That's the nature of the game and the clockwork. You don't pick this hero to be passive, you pick this hero to be as annoying as humanly possible.
And that's where the clockwork, once these lanes do break down a little bit, Matthew actually needs to be careful here.
Snake
Yeah,
hits,
Husky.
Dust comes out. Angel falls first, though, but it's the same team going after these kills. Does Husky actually have the damage for this? One or two more hits, and then a right click might just do it. One more.
Ooh.
There it is.
Yep.
So first blood and a secondary kill. Envy, though, did get into a little bit of trouble in the lane, but Oscar, only with a level 1 spear, it would have been enough to maybe get through the last of the shield, but it wouldn't have done enough damage to finish it off. So, four Zoomers, strong start, 2 kills across the map. Meanwhile, back up top, Angel immediately getting hit up again. Moo actually may die, but Z-Freak is going to make them pay. He got off the Illuminate. He should kill Panda here. Maybe one more hit. No, not able to get it, but that looked like it was going to be another good play for four Zoomers. Angel this time around, though, was just barely able to hold out. Z-Freak was channeling. Oh, boy. Look at them run, just desperately trying to get away before they got taken down. So, even in a situation where Moo dies, Z-Freak is exerting a lot of control in this lane in a situation where NoPing already can't really afford to get pushed back that much.
And really, it's the same situation as last game. It was Z-Freak holding down the fort. He's so good at hitting these multiple hero illuminates. Unfortunately, doesn't have a large camp available to him, but they're so good at baiting Angel into these trades as well, because he wants to right-click Moo every single time he walks up into the wave, but it's just so well-timed with the illuminate. It's just really good teamwork.
And there's another one. Oh, my lord. Angel. He's just not going to get to have any fun in this lane, and the regen is becoming an issue. He just had more ferried out to him, but if you have to keep on purchasing that up, that is really going to slow the progress towards any sort of major item. And, well, Husky denies himself to the neutral creep, so he does end up going down. But up in the top lane, Panda might want to be a little bit careful here. Z-Freak's trying to set up for the Illuminate. He might be able to hit up both of these heroes again, and once he does, Moo could turn around. Panda's got to be kind of careful, but the pounce does come in from Angel. That's going to sort of even the odds a little bit, but Moo, press the attack active. He's pushing in. Angel just trying to trade out those right clicks, but once again, he keeps on getting pushed back, and Z-Freak, can he actually make this happen? He wants the Illuminate. He's going to get it. It's not quite enough damage, but again and again, we see an aggressive coddle, which does not make sense to say that out loud, but here it is.
Oh, Angel, he's gonna... Ooh. Okay.
Able to jump out of it. Meanwhile, Panda actually walked into it, I believe, and that is enough damage to bring him down. So Z-Freak's going to get the kill, and this top lane is just getting a little bit rough for NoPing. They're doing everything they can, obviously, but this particular matchup is not going, I think, the way that they initially suspected it would. They're getting so punished, and Angel, he's got 9 last hits. That's lower than every core and Z-Freak's coddle.
Yeah, and that's where, even though it's a little bit early, I'm taking a look at net worth. He's invested so heavily into regen where you have the soul ring, you have the chakra, you have to commit so much less to get so much more out of this lane. And with the raindrop, Angel's trying to get aggressive, but it's just not working. And you have two more salves picked up on Pandaboo as well. They're just so poor. They're so just brought to the brink here.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at bottom. Husky's the complete opposite. Even though he's giving all of his net worth over to the Eternal Enemy Medusa, he's still able to kill Matthew every once in a while. This is just a better lane situation that Four Zoomers have gone for themselves. And Gunner, he's not really having a rough time mid. He's been a little bit pressured, but with this shield crash max, it looks like Dark Mago isn't actually able to get on top of the Pangolier. He's just been fine. And this is a terrible situation for NoPing where we thought they were going to win their lanes. They kind of drafted to win their lanes, but they're really falling behind everywhere.
Yeah, just not a great situation. At least your bat is farming well. He's got the highest last hit count in the game so far, so you got that going for you. But everywhere else, there seems to be either outright struggle or complications with their lane setup. So we'll see what they can do here. You do see Matthew making his way into the west side jungle, dropping down an obs ward. So maybe the solution is to try and make an early rotation onto your opponent's side of the map, try and steal some of that farm away, but where's that rotation going to come from? Angel really isn't in a position to just straight up leave top lane right now, and if the Batrider tries to make his way over there, that is going to be a pretty obvious maneuver, so they're setting up for the future. I don't think they can take advantage of it right now. Meanwhile, Matthew's made his way top, but he's directly on that sentry ward, so they know he's there, and Moo, they're not going to be able to catch up. If they wanted that fight, Angel needed to be closer, but with his HP so low, really couldn't afford to make that move, so Moo is going to be just fine, and now the second they realize, ooh, Angel living life on the edge, able to pounce himself out, but now Matthew is top. You have confirmed that. He broke the invis, so you're going to feel more comfortable elsewhere on the map. Gunner, are you serious? Rolling Thunder comes in, he just keeps him locked down, finds the kill, and now Matthew, yeah, you need to get out. That is a max level shield crash. That is not supposed to happen. Gunner is not supposed to be able to find that kill, but just outplayed his opponent and made it happen.
And of course, it is Arcane Rune Pango, so you do have all of your cooldowns just up way faster, but that's still unreasonable. That's a very well-deserved tip. Dark Mago can't afford for this to happen. 2K net worth lead 7 minutes into the game. This is getting unmanageable right now, as well as you've had to sap so much XP. You're just now getting level 6 on the Slark, and now we see Dark Mago. He's trying to make a rotation. He does have the lasso. Starting on Moo would be ideal. He can't go on Z-Freak, but okay, here we go.
Lasso comes in. Angel's starting to get the hits. He's got the Dark Pact in for the damage, and they do find the kill. And now Z-Freak, unfortunately, gave away his position with that Illuminate. So they're going to try and track him down as well, but here comes Gunner into the fight, looking to take Angel down. Can he get into shield crash range? Yes, he can, but the pounce is going to get Angel away, but now Gunner wants to go for the Rolling Thunder. He doesn't want to commit it too early, though. He's trying to hold off for as long as he can, but while he does so, Z-Freak does end up getting taken down. Now Gunner, really the only hero up here, but he might just take it all the way himself. He's, He thought he could get the kill. Panda, though, faster with the reactions with the Cold Embrace, so Gunner canceled out that Rolling Thunder early, and now he will pay for it. He does take Matthew down, but now Moo, with all that time, he respawned, comes in for the heal, and this is getting so much more complicated. Angel, he's thinking about it, but the ult has to be popped. Gunner tries for the swashbuckle, misses everything, does get the shield crash down, though, and Dark Mago will be taken down. It's a double for Gunner, and now Moo is still here. Moo has to press the attack again. Gunner's going to get healed up. Now they drop the Doom onto Angel. I don't know if they really have the damage for this, though. Shield crash comes in. They won't get the dual win, but they should get the kill. There we go.
And now Pandaboo.
Oh, Panda. Just so many reinforcements coming back in. The heroes who died initially are all back into it. Panda gets taken down, and that fight goes on for maybe 2 minutes, but at the end of the day, Four Zoomers get so much out of it. They lose a couple of heroes at the start, but they really clean up just about everything afterwards. Moo doesn't get the dual win. That's kind of the only downside, but that many kills going your way, I think you're still happy with it, as Husky now has to be a little bit careful in the river. Matthew's going to try and hit him up. Dark Mago, though, after using the lasso the last time, doesn't have it now for the lockdown, and Matthew may actually just die inside of the cogs. Husky's starting to feel a little bit more confident with Gunner pushing in as well. They want to turn this fight. Husky is going to get sacrificed, but Gunner was able to make the trade.
Yeah, Gunner just continues to be the big winner. I think he's just going to roll him. Yeah, make sure there's no possibility he's going to go down there. But you dragged the Mars top. Oscar did not want to be forced to make that TP before he was going to be ready to leave bottom. So you give Eternal Envy another 3 minutes with basically no laning opponent. it just feels like you're getting so much more out of the map on the four zoomer side. And this is pre-clockwork level 6. This is before you really have your secondary playmaker where you can just decide to reset, make a play, go to a different lane, where now it's just they're winning before their timing. This should not happen. It feels like this is way too much for them, as well as Gunnar hitting his level 10 basically at 10 minutes into the game. He has max swash and shield crash, hasn't even gone for the value point in the lucky shot. He's just going to make himself the most annoying hero in the game. And that's where Dark Mago, this next lasso has to be key. It has to be on someone that they can kill. They'd love to get a burnt out Gunner. That would be the best target for them to find with the lasso, or possibly Z-Freak top, but they can no longer make plays on this Medusa. They need to make plays elsewhere, and that's exactly what four Zoomers want. They want Eternal Envy to have the easiest time possible, and that's exactly what he's getting.
Yeah, he's just going to be allowed to really farm up, and if NoPing do want to try and go for the Medusa, you're going to have to bring so much resource-wise. It's not going to be enough for the bat to just sort of get in there with the lasso by himself, and if you are gunning for that Medusa with 3, 4, 5 heroes, you damn well better get that kill. Because if you are bringing that many heroes down and you don't get the Medusa, then Eternal Envy lives, Eternal Envy continues to farm, and the rest of four Zoomers either farm themselves, or they're all TPing to whatever lane you're going for, and it turns into a fight where you've already committed your lasso, your pounce, your arena, etc. So they really can't afford to do it. Too much of a risk to go for the Medusa. They have to look elsewhere. As Dark Mago hanging out in that middle lane. Don't think he's going to get punished for this immediately. They do need Husky. They need him to reach level 6. He's not quite there yet, so if they could get that hookshot online, that would really change things up, but they're actually just going to go for it anyway. Gunnar pushes in. They get the cogs for the pushback. Dark Mago very low on HP, and Gunnar really just needs one more hit. Yeah, one more hit with the swashbuckle. Now they get the duel onto Panda. Oh, and actually, wait, did he? Yes, he did. Dark Mago bought back. Oscar misses the arena. Oh man, nothing's going NoPing's way. They lose two, they lose a duel, they use a buyback on their Batrider, and then they miss the arena that would have allowed them to start a secondary fight. That hurts so much. That's so unfortunate for NoPing, and now, I mean, what can they do? They do still have the lasso, I suppose, but Dark Mago, I think at this point he would really need to get those boots of travel first before they make another go at it.
Yeah, it just feels like there's no play, there's no grasp. We're seeing the same situation where if the Batrider whiffs, and the Batrider is going to whiff versus Legion Commander,
oh man, Matthew,
you need Oscar. And yeah, I mean, Matthew's 0-5 at this point. He's got the third lowest net worth in the entire game. Everything is just not coming up NoPing's way right now. And this is all behind a free farming Medusa, who is now going to make her way over to her stacks. Not the most stacked that it could be. They were blocked for pretty much the entirety of the game, but does Envy care? No. He's just going to start farming it all up. He already got so many levels out of bottom. We're not seeing this level starved Snake who doesn't have max split shot. He's just going to farm incredibly quickly. And this is a massive problem that NoPing cannot really solve. And because
Husky
they're so behind the 8-ball,
in with
Husky
the hook shot.
There you go.
Hookshot starts it. Gunner's in for the damage. Husky is the one to get the kill, though. So the man who starts the play finishes it, and four Zoomers are just going to keep going. Dark Mago, he was trying to back off, hoping to find the farm there. Instead, just gets pressured up. That lead up to 6k, and I don't know what NoPing can do here. Matthew does now have the track, so maybe they can find some picks. That is going to go a long way, but Gunner's into the fight. Moo's here as well. Husky's going to get healed up. They haven't finished him off yet, and Oscar doesn't have anything left to fight with. He's already used the spear and the rebuke. They're still trying to deal with Gunnar, though, on that backline, and there's that roll. Actually going to push his way forward with the toy. That's an interesting one. Getting himself further forward to take down Matthew. Now they're going to try and turn on to Panda, and that should be a relatively easy pair of kills. Oh my goodness, Moo. Even in there at the last second for the duel win. And now the Illuminate clips Oscar. How can every single aspect of a fight just go so perfectly? Four Zoomers get literally everything they could have possibly gotten out of that fight. Every kill, every objective now as the tier 1 will fall, and it's just exceptional gameplay from them.
You get the blinding light knockback into the final hit onto the Pango roll. It's just beautiful team play.
Now Dark Mago's got to be careful.
He's got hookshot. He needs to be so cautious here. It's fading right now, the Firefly.
There's the hook. They're in. Will they go for the cogs? No, they don't have the mana for it, so Dark Mago may get a bit of a break. Gunnar, though, into the fight, going forward with a shield crash, but Lasso gets thrown down. Where is Moo? He's on the other side of the map, actually hanging out down bot, but did he just kind of dodge the spirit hit, but it didn't really get the pushback. But That does buy time for the Winter's Curse. Gunnar, though, still alive. Matthew's trying to come in. He needs a little bit more damage to finish the job. Gunnar, though, is able to dodge out the spear. Husky gets the pushback with the cogs, and now Gunnar, in with the Rolling Thunder, is going to turn around for the kill onto Matthew. This is unbelievable how well four Zoomers are playing this. Everything's breaking their way. Husky should actually get caught out here, so it looks like they will finally have to give up something, but Husky, I mean, he's okay with that. He's absolutely okay with that. They find the kills, they got Gunnar out of there safely, and really, NoPing had to bring everyone up there for that fight.
Yep, they forced a 5-man rotation. That was Angel finishing off his Echo Saber, so he wanted to make at least an appearance, but it just feels like now you're going to continue to fall behind, and this is where Angel, he has done a fantastic job of taking over that bottom lane, taking over where Envy did have to leave to go prioritize the stack farming, and that is their saving grace, that Angel has just a little bit of farm. But there is going to be a breaking point here where as soon as they decide to start playing on him, you still have such vulnerable heroes in both that Mars and Bat Rider that it needs to be some fantastic curses coming out from Panda Boo. You need to have those resets.
God, Husky will not miss a hook. Hook shot connects. Cog pushback just puts him right smack dab in front of Moo for the duel win. And the four Zoomers are firing on all cylinders right now. There is just so few mistakes coming out on their side.
Yeah, and now you just see Envy going top, farming up. They're going to try and put pressure on the bottom tower, but in NoPing's draft, the one hero that I guess they chose to be Slark, they don't have building damage. They don't have tower pressure. They need these creeps. They need the siege wagons before they can really get anything like that play going. And they're trying to play an Envy top. They've got Haster and Lasso, but okay. Do they continue?
Gunnar's thinking about it. There's going to be the Lasso. And actually, at that point, Medusa, yeah, was almost out of mana, but going to be able to pop the wand charges into the press the attack. The curse, though, does come through, so Gunnar's going to get locked up, but now here comes Husky on the back line, looking for the cog pushback. Angel, though, at this point, he sees blood. He wants it. He's trying to get onto Envy, but the duel locks down his teammate. The hookshot keeps him from going in. Envy, well, he will eventually die, so they do take him down, but Dark Mako dead, Panda gone, Angel on the run. Swashbuckle's going to hit him up, though, into the shield crash, and Angel, I do not think he's getting out of this one. Oh my god. He's knocked back into the Illuminator. Are you kidding me? The execution from four Zoomers, it's just too good. It's just too good, ET. There's no mistake anywhere. I guess Envy does die. Maybe we could count that as one, but you trade him out for 4 kills.
And Oscar, he just wanted to get his blink. He wanted to show up to that fight. He wanted to do something. That was your situation where you caught the snake without any mana, and it doesn't matter. Now Oscar, he's got this blink dagger. He's got very little damage to follow him up. It's really just him and his blink arena. And that's where they're still going to struggle to find these plays. And well,
he can't even blink away. He's going to get caught. No way out here.
Trying to save him for the duel? Yeah. Unlucky.
Oscar says, listen, you can kill me, but you are not getting that duel win. Throws the spear to make sure Moo can't catch up. So there's your silver lining. But oh my goodness, Husky, another hook. He's in onto Panda. Of course, Panda does have the means to get out, popping the Arctic Burn and walking away. But you see the rest of four Zoomers pushing their way forward. They pop the dust as they go. So they did have vision on the bounty if they could have caught up to him, but they want Dark Mako instead. Gunner's pushing in, going for the Rolling Thunder, going to be able to connect. Pushed himself forward with the, I believe that was the Tumbler's toy in the middle of that Rolling Thunder, and now that's going to get them the lockdown. Moo comes in for the duel. Dark Mako gets taken down. Honestly, not sure you should be able to use Tumbler's toy in the middle of Rolling Thunder. That one feels a little too good, but it's in the game. Gunner takes advantage of it, and Dark Mako gets taken down. They really just aren't finding a whole lot of response here on the side of NoPing, and it feels like they have to weather the storm, but it's going to be coming after them over and over and over again. Four Zoomers really won't be slowing down anytime soon, and you're going to start losing control of the map as well. Those tier 2s are looking like the next sort of major objective that four Zoomers are going to group up for.
And we haven't seen smokes. We haven't seen many signs of life here. This is the second time we're seeing Matthew 0-9 just struggling to make anything happen. It's just the Gunner Z-Freak show. They're just putting on an absolute working of NoPing right now. And Panda
Another hook from Husky.
Yeah, Husky.
Caught out Oscar. No way out for him. He just has to stand his ground. Spear stun comes through, but now Gunner's into the fight, looking for the damage. Don't think he hit with that shield crash, but Oscar's still dropping low. The Rolling Thunder's now coming in, so Oscar should be taken down. It's a nice Winter's Curse, though, to lock down Z-Freak, so at least they get that kill, but now Angel is already down to about half HP. He had to pop the ult to try and get himself away, but he's just getting battered around in this fight. Gunner's into the middle of it. Moo's trying to come in, though, looking for the duel. They're not going to get Angel, but now they can hit up Dark Mago. He is not getting away. What was that cast range? That felt a little long, but they're able to get it down. Dark Mago's locked in place. He'll be taken out, and now NoPing are just going to get cleaned up. Matthew can sort of scurry away under the cover of the invis, but everyone else will fall. 2 supports dead on the 4-Zoomer side for 4 kills and another victory for Moo.
Yeah, they're just playing around their heroes so well. They're really using this coddle to its fullest extent. All the pushbacks, all the knockarounds. Oscar had to just get anything down. He just arena'd, immediately died after it. And now you have a full basher completed on the Pango, who's now going for a Mage Slayer. It's just, this game is getting a little bit too ridiculous. On top of everything, you have a Medusa sitting in the back of these fights that is going to farm up, get whatever item she wants. I can't imagine them winning a fight when she has a Scotty. I can barely imagine them winning a fight as the way this game is going right now. I really don't know what their opening is on NoPing. They need to somehow kill the Pango, who is 3 levels ahead of anyone else on your team and continuously running at you.
Okay, Angel's at least able to pop the ult there, so he avoids the duel, but that's the situation you were sort of just describing. The Pango is so much bigger than Angel right now, and the Slark, you need to buy time for him to farm, but Angel is not going to outfarm a Medusa. That's just not how Dota works. Your Slark really can't keep pace. We mentioned in the draft when we saw that hero, if you can keep it close between Envy and Angel, maybe you have something to work with there, but you look at it right now, it's about 2k separating them at the 20-minute mark, so they have not been able to sort of keep them close. They haven't been able to build Angel's momentum, and without that, who else makes the moves here? We've seen Oscar try, we've seen Dark Mago try, but if Angel's not there to act as that sort of backup to the initiation, you just don't have a lot of options to work with.
And now, the freest Rosh in the world. Lucky Shot's even that much better versus the Roshan, but they are going to come. They need to find, but Husky, he's the spoiler.
Oh, Oscar still got in there, though. Can they give it a go? No. The Will-O-Wisp comes through. That's going to lock this one down, and really, at this point, Oscar doesn't have the backup he needs. Panda's trying to get in range there for the ult, but he's actually going to get hit up by the Rolling Thunder and the Will-O-Wisp and the duel before he gets the chance to cast any ability whatsoever.
Yeah, they needed to get in, but I think just too stubborn with their positioning. They need to be coming from all angles. They need to get behind the pit somehow. They can't approach like that. They can't just walk into 4 heroes in perfect positioning from Husky, spoiling the play. No way for them to ever get that close. Still working on a BKB from Dark Mago. Everyone on NoPing is just having a terrible game, aside from Angel. And that's saying a lot, because Angel, he's playing Slark. He's not able to get that much farm. Will this Aghanim Scepter really change that much for him in this game? I'm not sure. Husky, they'll take the scraps. But that's it. It's just a clockwork kill. He's going to respawn, and he's going to do the exact same thing.
And I don't think Matthew was in range for the track on that either. So if you're getting the track gold, maybe that counts for quite a bit more. But without it, that's a lone kill onto a support. You're still down by 12k, and I don't know. You just have to buy time and hope something happens further down the line, but ET, as you were saying, not really sure what the moment where NoPing can go for is. So if you can delay the game, sure. The odds of something good happening increase as Moo is going to get jumped in on, but I'm just not sure exactly what that opening really will be. As Oscar gets picked off, Moo's still not even dead here. Illuminate comes through, just blasting everyone. And NoPing have to fall back. They can't find that kill. Angel's at least healing up with the passive from the ult, and now he'll try to go in onto Husky. Husky has the hook, though, so he could try to get away to a teammate. He'll do exactly that. Jumping out to Moo. Moo could even heal him up in a couple of seconds here, but Moo actually wants in. He's looking for the fight. They're going to try and track down Angel, but Angel pops the ult. Fighting his way through this for now, but now he needs to get away. Once that ult wears off, he doesn't really have anywhere to go. And I think he's going to be able to make it out. No one can really catch up to him, but while they were chasing Gunner, a little bit too far forward there by himself, Dark Mago and the 2 supports managed to catch him out, and okay. If you're NoPing, that's exactly what you needed. Dark Mago, though, yeah, he's got to deny that rune. If he goes for it himself, he is almost assuredly getting jumped on.
Yeah, and Gunner, he did throw a little bit there. He was stuck 1v3ing so many heroes, and unfortunately, just a little bit too elusive on the Slark. You don't have the greatest lockdown for him outside of that duel. Moo, even though he has that Blink Dagger, just barely wasn't able to find that lockdown. And whenever this Pango is off of the map, you are allowing a little bit of space to NoPing. You are giving them sort of an in where they can finally get a little bit of farm on their heroes, play their heroes for the first time in a while. And if they can continue to keep Gunner feeding, if they can find the Pango one more time, they have Lasso, they have Arena, they don't have Curse, but you want to be making that sacrificial play where all they need to do is slow down this Pango once or twice, and then you will see the NoPing cores start to tick up just a little bit more. This would be synced up as well with this BKB coming in from the Bat Rider. This is where if you're NoPing, you need to find the fight and you need to find the Pango. And if you're 4 Zoomers, you just go on the other side of the map. You wait for them to come to you. You're going to take this outpost now on Eternal Envy, and you're probably going to see them sitting on high grounds, biding their time, waiting for that initiation that NoPing really needs to start. 4 Zoomers, they aren't the aggressors here. They can be, but they're going to wait for their opportunity. They're not going to throw anything further away, I don't think. And
Oh,
Matthew, oh, poor Matthew.
there's the
No dust, though.
detection. There we go. They throw a sentry down. There's the dust, and now Matthew gonna get dueled up and taken down. Z-Freak gets the kill with the Illuminate, and Moo, how much damage is he up to now? Plus 80 for that LC. So Moo is gonna start turning into an actual significant damage dealer. These duels are gonna start adding up, and that's really not something NoPing want to deal with. They were already having trouble dealing with Moo just as that sort of offlane initiator, and as the game goes on, he's going to hit harder than Oscar for sure. Honestly, at a certain point, may start even doing a little bit more damage than Dark Mago if he's not able to get the full duration of the Firefly.
Well, and you questioned it earlier, but Moo, you have a dual cast range talent now at level 10 on this LC. That's why he's been able to get so many of these very easy jumps, and now he's building towards that shard. I don't know. There's just so much going still in the 4 Zoomers' favor. Where NoPing, Dark Mega was able to make a very good rotation top. As soon as they saw Matthew die, he was able to push out this entire wave, farm the jungle a little bit, bounce back and forth. And that's where 4 Zoomers, they are a little bit less mobile. Without the same mobility we typically see from Pango, we don't see the Boots of Travel. We aren't seeing the Blink Dagger built up quite yet. He's gone for a lot of these smaller items, which could bite Gunner just a little bit here if NoPing are able to usurp his very strong timing right now. But if they can dodge out the fight, bide their time, we've got an Aghanim Scepter being built up on the Slark. We've got a few more items coming in from the other cores. Oscar is still really far from his BKB. He's still going to be more or less a sacrificial lamb in a lot of these team fights. I think he'll be happy if he can trade his arena for the Stone Gaze. That's probably the best situation for him in this game. But they're splitting the lanes. They're doing what they need to do, and 4 Zoomers don't feel comfortable to break into the triangle or break into that high ground without an Aegis. So they're looking for the constant fight where NoPing, they have to be much more selective. And if they can keep dodging...
Well, Dark Mago able to dodge out the hook. Okay, that's a good start, but now he just has to run, trying to get himself away, cutting through the tree lines. Will-O-Wisp is off the mark, and, well, maybe he can get out. Yeah, Moo wants the blink. He's looking for it, and that's... he just thought he was far enough away, but Moo comes in. BKB doesn't matter. Duel breaks through. TP canceled. Dark Mago taken down, and Moo got the win as well. Plus 100 now in the duel damage, but... honestly, for Dark Mago, that was a very well-executed play right up to the very end. He thought he was safe, needed to go maybe just a little bit further, but at least you buy time, I guess. I don't know. At this point in ET, it feels harder and harder to find that sort of silver lining, that consolation prize for them, because they're giving up a lot in terms of kills, in terms of map control. And now you see right on cue, look at Envy. He's just going to push his way in, says, hey, these are my camps now. Get the hell out of here. And Panda and Matthew have to run.
Yep, and this is where Gunner gets to play top. You get to see the mid wave already pushed in. They're losing a lot of control. And Angel, he's the one guy farming. He's the one man who's actually able to still play out on the map just a little bit here. And they will see Envy. They will scout him out with the track. But as soon as they see him, what can you do? You have to avoid this fight still. This is all control given up mainly because of Dark Mago getting picked off. 4 Zoomers are making a very adept play. And Dark Mago has a difficult decision because...
who wants in? They've got the duel down. Oscar's dropping pretty quickly. Cold Embrace, though, is going to keep him alive, but that means Husky had his target. Moved in for the hook, connecting onto 2. He's a little bit alone here, but his teammates are going to sort of bring up the rear. Coming forward, Angel's now the one who has to back off. Panda is trying to wait for an opportunity to throw down that Winter's Curse as well, but at this point, the fight's just too broken up. Matthew is going to get isolated. He is off to the west. There's really no way for him to get out, as Moo will bring him down, but now to the north. Gunner jumped in, trying to sort of hit up for the damage. He does get hit, though, by that lasso, so they are pulling him away. Moo's trying to get in there for the heal. Will be able to apply, but that leads into the Winter's Curse. That's going to reset the fight. Gunner's dropping low. Angel wants to hit him up. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. Actually, Dark Mago's one to get it. Either way, though, they do pick Gunnar off, but Envy continues to push forward to press the attack on him. He is just going in with those Scotty hits. Dark Mago really can't create the separation he needs, especially not without the Firefly, as he will be finished off. And now you've got Angel here trying to hold the line. Panda's hoping to help him out, but Angel is just trapped up inside the cogs. Husky actually gave his life to make sure that cog trap stays in, but, well, they don't actually get Angel. They only get Panda, but at this point, it really feels like this fight is starting to wind down. Zephyr's trying to get away, using the Blinding Light to actually push Angel up onto the high ground. So the Keeper is still alive somehow. And NoPing, do they really want to continue chasing this? They're chasing into Envy. If they try to go any further forward, that could get a little bit risky. But they look like they want it. Oscar's pushing in. He needs to wait for the arena, though. 15 more seconds. He could just go for the spear right now if he gets the angle, but Envy actually did not move there. He does get stunned up by it, but he's not pushed back. So he is still fighting up in the middle of the river, getting those split shots hits out between himself and the illusions. Oscar is going to be dropping low. Nothing left for him to fight with. And that's exactly why I was sort of wondering if NoPing really wanted to push their way in. Things are getting so complicated as Angel tries to make the move back in, but Moo, with that upgrade on the press the attack, is able to save his buddy, and somehow this fight is still going. It is unbelievable. As the hookshot comes in, they drop the Will-O-Wisp down as well, and I don't know if Angel can get out of this one. He does have a little bit to try and work his way out of this, as he will pounce out, but while he does so, Moo jumps in with the duel, locking Panda in place. The Illuminate comes in, and that will allow them to find the kill, and now NoPing are the ones on the retreat.
It's so messy, it's so extended, and Angel, he's trying to do such a good job here. The Essence Shift, he's got 30 stacks. It's the only time he really feels like he can take those fights is with those stacks already on him, but it's just not amounting to anything. Every single time he tries to go on this Medusa, she gets pumped up with the chakra,
They
with
recalled
everything
Gunnar.
else. Oh?
Recalled him over. Z-Freak does get hit up by the lasso, but now if you're Dark Mago, you're stuck here. He's going to get bashed inside of his own BKB. He's just not getting away. Dark Mako is going to be taken down. It's Gunnar who finds the kill, and now look at Husky. Right place, right time with the cog push into the hook shot. And Angel, he just can't get himself out. He is going to pop the ult, though, so maybe that gets him away as he'll pounce back in the other direction, sort of juking out those four Zoomers heroes, and that is going to be enough to get Angel away, but it just feels like in a lot of these fights, NoPing are sacrificing significant portions of their lineup just to try and get Angel out once he goes in.
Yeah, and that's where Angel, he's still trying to do such a good job. If he can get his level 25, that would be the best situation for him because of how long these fights are. If you can amass 60 Agi stacks, you are going to feel strong. You are going to feel like you can actually play versus these heroes. But Envy has the matchup winning item here where you're going to have a butterfly. There's no MKB in sight coming from this Slark. And this is second Roche. This is where you're going to feel even more busted. They need to target this Z-Free Coddle more. They need to keep on finding their opening onto him. With him alive, there's just no way they can get a successful team fight. You are finishing up some of these BKBs. Oscar is going to have his in a very short amount of time, but that is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. With this Aegis, if you die on your side of the map, if you're NoPing, you are going to lose buildings. You are finally going to start losing that infrastructure, and that's where the game might start to come to a close. Now, NoPing, they have fantastic high ground defense. They have the lasso into the tier 4s. They can really get these immobile heroes on 4 Zoomers in some pretty sketchy spots, but how are you going to initiate into this Legion Commander is still the question that NoPing have yet to answer. And, oh, Dark Mago.
Jumps in on down bot. Moo gets the duel, and, well, about 10-15 minutes ago, I said, you know, Moo winning all these duels, he's starting to turn into a bit of a damage dealer. There it is. He solos that duel, wins it against Dark Mago, and now, I mean, without the Batrider, how much of a fight can NoPing really take here? They take down Husky, but they need so much more than that. Gunnar's just going to push into the fight. Moo hits him up with the press of the attack, and this is turning into a rough one. Panda, though, going to try to reset things there with that Winter's Curse. The problem is the Will-O-Wisp really keeps a lot of the NoPing heroes from leaving. Oscar's trapped up now inside of his own arena. He will fall. Gunnar, meanwhile, finishes off Matthew further to the west, and now they're trying to push it onto Panda. Can they cancel the TP? No, they can't. Moo still had about 10 seconds left for that duel, so at least they get Panda away, but that's 3 heroes dead, and you get Husky. That's better than nothing, but it's just not enough.
And for Zoomers, they're just so good at finding the fight and baiting NoPing into thinking, oh, it's just a clockwork hooking in. We can kill him and then get out in time. They're just always there, and you have to keep highlighting Z-Freak. He's always there with the Will-O-Wisp. He's always catching multiple heroes, and he's only died 3 times. I feel like on paper this should be a much more difficult keeper of the light game, but he's always just playing arm's length, never in a bad position, just super duper stable. And this is where for Zoomers, they need to start translating some of these kills into buildings. It's fine now. They're still maintaining their net worth lead. They're still feeling pretty happy with that, but there is this Angel Slark that is still creeping in the backline, still playing in your game that you do have to be cautious of. But oh, Moo.
Can he get it? Tries to blink forward. Angel did have to use both the pounce charges, but he is out of there. Flare comes through, but there wouldn't have been enough time for the hook shot. So, as you said, this is something that they need to be aware of. It's going to take a while for the Slark to continue building himself up, but the progress is there. It's slow, but it's better than no progress at all, and NoPing are hoping that it's going to be enough for them to turn things around. Oscar, meanwhile, did get his hands on the BKB. He's got the blast rig here as well, so he's a little bit tankier, and he is going to be doing a little bit of damage when he gets hit up. His teammate, though, not nearly as fortunate. Dark Mago caught out again. Moo hits him up with a duel again. Last time he won it solo, this time he had pretty much the entire team around him. So that is going to be the Bat Rider taken down, and he does not have his buyback available. He's about 1,100 gold short, so ET, you mentioned 4Zoomers had to start taking objectives. This is the perfect opportunity.
And you die, you don't even die on your side of the map. You die over in this relatively dead area where really nobody should be, but you get completely caught off guard by 4Zoomers rotation, and they have Glyph on the NoPing side, but I feel like this is just going to be the siege cannon. I think they're going to try and stall out for Angel Scotty. I don't think they really want to start this fight, and look at Husky's positioning. He is just waiting for the pounce. Could be waiting for that dual cooldown. If they see anyone try to even approach this wave, you know that both these players are going to go for that initiation.
Yep. He's got the wards down. He's got the jetpack for increased sort of mobility. So if he wants the fight, he's going to find it. And there it is. Hooks in onto Panda. Here comes Moo looking for the duel. It's just that simple. And they make it look easy as they get the kill. Oscar, though, tries to jump in onto Husky, but with that jetpack, he quite literally flies out of it. Gunner is now in, bouncing off the walls. And Oscar, he's not in a great spot. He'll pop the BKB to try and get himself away. It looks like he will live, but for NoPing, this fight is so broken up. They did get a buyback from Panda, though, so at least the Wyvern's back in with the ult. But while all of that was going down, Eternal Envy acting as the battering ram. He takes the racks and backs away, regroups with his team in time now to take down Matthew, and now if you're Angel, your backup is so limited at the moment. Matthew is going to buy back, TPing his way in. Panda's moving forward as well for that ult, but they actually get the hook shot in, or excuse me, not the hook, the lasso in onto the Kato. Can they bring Z-Freak down, though? They're desperately trying for it. The press of the attack is not enough, though. So Z-Freak will get taken down, and now maybe they can make something happen. Angel, however, he's taking so much damage. He's getting knocked back by the cogs. There's really just such major obstacles in his path, really, but Angel's going to keep on going. He's going to make his way forward. Looking for the kill onto Husky. Clockwork dropping low. Angel does get him, so that is going to be the double, but he needs even more. He's disarmed, though, by that lucky shot, but Oscar blinks in. Gets the spear down. They've stunned up Envy, but now with Husky going back in, they're going to look to reinitiate. They get the duel onto Dark Mago. They're going to be able to lock down that Bat Rider. Now Oscar, there's really nothing for him to do. He's going to try and pop the Bulwark. He's hoping for reinforcements as Angel is making his way in, but at this point, Oscar, he may just end up dying. No, they're going to shift their focus onto the Slark entirely, taking him down, hitting him up with the disarm into the right clicks from Envy. The Pounce was able to get Angel away, but with him jumping away, Oscar was left alone again. Gunner's able to finish him off. Now Gunner wants more. He tried to jump onto Matthew, but without the detection, they're not going to be able to get that kill. But at this point, if you're 4Zoomers, you win the fight. Push in again. Envy doesn't have the Aegis, but I don't really think that matters.
There's no buybacks on NoPing's side as well. It really is just Angel playing around his Shadow Dance. There's no duel for 10 seconds, but you have to be so aware of this cooldown. Otherwise, you're just dead. Oh,
Husky. I mean, he really, I think he's missed maybe one hook shot in this game, so you have to show respect to that initiation. He has just been on point every single time, and I mean, they show that respect. That means they back away. That means Envy and Moo can take that middle lane of racks. Now they want the Megas, and NoPing still aren't in a great position. They need more heroes in, but there's going to be the Slark hitting up by the duel. Can they bring him down in time? Angel is dropping low. Angel's taken down. No buyback on the Slark, and that might just be the end of it. Without the Slark, they just straight up don't have the damage to hold the line here.
It's just perfectly chained up. You have the blink from the Clockwork. You have the blink Abyssal coming in from Gunner, all leading up into the duel that he can't purge, he can't do anything about in the first place. They just stop paying attention for 2 seconds there in this very difficult game. I think is coming to a very quick end. Pandaboo gonna have to curse if he wants to survive for another second here, but it just doesn't matter.
He's dead. Dark Mago's on the run. No GG yet, but you got to imagine it's coming soon as Gunner pushes in, gets down the, well, He got down the initial hit with the bash into the Abyssal. They try to lasso him, but there's Moo. Immediately removes it with the press the attack, so they can't pull Gunner into the fountain. Angel,
There we
though,
go.
did get enough money for his buyback. This is pretty much the last hurrah here, really. NoPing, they've got to win this fight, otherwise it could be the end of it. But Dark Mago's already down and out. He's going to get taken down. The duel was applied there, I believe. No, it actually didn't come through. Now they're looking for it, though, as they are going to lock Angel in place. And there's no way out for the Slark. No way to defend himself. They just have no answer to that duel, and now the GG will come through. They were willing to give it one last shot, but after that, that'll be the end of game number 2 for Zoomers with a nearly flawless performance to take the match and the series.
Yeah, it just felt like the first 20 minutes of the game for Zoomers just never stopped making amazing plays. Of course, a lead that they very rightfully gained off of the fantastic support play coming in bottom with how Husky was playing up on Matthew's Bounty Hunter, and just the wash of damage coming in for both Z-Freak and Moo. Top lane was just incredible. Z-Freak played out of his mind. I think he was playing out of his mind on that previous Cuddle game as well. But now, teams that are going to go forward playing versus 4 Zoomers, do you fear the Coddle? Do you now abandon out? Do you force them to play something else? Because I think you do, because this is the second time they have first pick, they first pick Coddle, you don't ban it, you let it through, they don't get their Beastmaster, but they don't care. I don't think NoPing really were able to identify the winning matchup that was coming out of that first game, where Z-Freak, even though he was really playing at a disadvantage, he was playing from behind, especially with Moo, who was forced to drag his feet. He was forced to play from behind at the get-go just because of how bad of a lane it was. But he held down the fort, got that Ags, got so many items. He was so farmed. He was twice the net worth of both supports on the NoPing side, in addition to just constantly winning everyone's lane and making Gunner feel incredibly broken on both Void Spirit, on Pango. You just always have their cooldowns on such strong abilities. I think people really need to start looking at this Coddle hero more.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of it yesterday. It sort of shone through once or twice, but this performance from Z-Freak really just putting that much more of a spotlight on this hero. It is incredibly dangerous once again, and we saw it really at all points in the game. Z-Freak has an impact in the lane. He was able to maintain a farming rate, as you mentioned. His net worth is where it never should be. They should not be allowed for your position 4 hero to be sort of up there with most of the opposing core heroes, but that's what Z-Freak can do on the hero. That's what Coddle can do just sort of inherently. He finds that farm, gets himself some of those big items, and all of a sudden, I wouldn't really call it a 4th core play, but it's more than just that average support. He can dictate the outcome of a lot of those fights with the Blinding Light, the Illuminates, the Will-O-Wisps, and NoPing really just weren't ready to handle that. They were playing from behind really the whole way through, and we kept saying, you know, they're trying to delay the game, but what for? What is that moment that gets them back into it? Really, we never got a great answer to that.
And I really think that with their draft coming in from NoPing, they were expecting more from Dark Mago. I don't think either of us, nobody in the lobby realized that Gunner was going to solo kill you 7 minutes into this game. Nobody thought that this Pango would be ahead of you at any stage. We thought, oh, you draw it out, you've got a lot of stick charges to play with. It shouldn't really be that big of a problem, but it's something that you do have to deal with. But instead, just comes from winning mid to winning top to winning bot. It's just the Gunner show.
22, 2, and 20 is the final stat line there for the Pangolier, by the way, in case you didn't catch it before. So, yeah, Gunner puts on a show, 9-1 for Envy, 14-2 for Moo as well. So all of those cores really coming together, firing on all cylinders, excuse me. Meanwhile, Husky and Z-Freak combining for 59 assists. That's a level of involvement, really, that's just absolutely amazing. We were talking about Z-Freak playing so well on that Coddle, but Husky, again, by the time that game ended, he missed a hook. That's it. One hook shot was really all he missed. Everything else connected, and a lot of the time Husky wasn't even dying for those initiations. You look at the Clockwork as a hero that's going to throw his face at you, and if he dies, he dies. If I initiate for my team, that's the sacrifice. But Husky, if you can make those plays and live to sort of tell the tale, then NoPing are just so behind the 8 ball at that point, because Husky can make that initiation with no care about the consequences whatsoever.
Yeah, and you, like you said, highlighted Husky has so many assists. Usually you don't see Clockwork 5s with that many assists because they're dead. They did their job. They fulfilled their role. But every single time just lasted so long. Really, 4 Zoomers just played so well together. The only player that we didn't really get to see much of was Envy, but he was doing his job. He was hitting creeps. Everybody else was playing out of their mind. That's a perfect game for four Zoomers. I'm so excited for the next series in upper bracket, seeing what NA versus NA is going to really spell for us now.
Yeah, the four Zoomers, if they can maintain this momentum, they are going to be quite the challenge for Undying. Meanwhile, down in the lower bracket, we do now have all of our matchups sorted out. It will be Hikori versus Infamous, as well as now NoPing versus Furia Jovem. I believe both of those series, yes indeed, both of those series are going to be played tomorrow. So it's an all South American day tomorrow. ET and I will not be joining you for that one. We'll be here in spirit, obviously, but it will be our Cryptic and Neff who walk you through those lower bracket matchups. So, a lot on the line. South American pride sort of at stake here. Got to keep some of those teams up. Obviously, a couple of teams will be advancing, but they're going to have to do so at the expense of some of their countrymen. So, it will be rough, but Knockout Dota is always going to be exciting. So, those matchups will be coming up tomorrow. For now, though, we are done and dusted. Both of our upper bracket matchups for the day have been completed, so congratulations to both Undying and for Zoomers for moving on. And we are going to be shutting down here pretty quickly. Before we go, though, ET, any words for the folks at home after these matches?
Just make sure to tune in tomorrow. Our Cryptic and Neff always do a fantastic job, as well as a lot of skin in the game. Hikori versus Infamous is the matchup of SA. They've played against each other so many times. They always, with the evolving rosters, have taken games off of each other. It feels like that's the one true 50-50 South American matchup. It always feels like someone is going to pull out something different. And looking at the other matchup, that's another matchup that we saw in the OQs for this tournament where Furia Jovem, new kids on the block, returning to Brazil, knocked down NoPing, the SA frontrunner that everybody put down as their TI predictions. So tomorrow is going to be a very exciting day. SA versus SA versus SA versus SA. It's just going to be a great day to watch.
Yeah, all of those matchups, there's really no weak point there. So, and to be honest, would kind of like to cast those games ourselves, but we are going to let our Cryptic and Neff back in, you know, they kind of deserve it. So we'll be giving them that opportunity tomorrow. For now, though, thank you all for watching. Thank you to LootBet and Mate Mate as well for continuing to be awesome sponsors. And that is it for the day. Day 2 of the playoffs done and dusted. Tune back in tomorrow for those lower bracket matchups. ET and I personally will see you on Saturday, the 21st, for some more action. Until then, though, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you all for watching.